Hello viewers, Will Martin, the nurse scientist here, and I've got something that I want to share with you, especially if you're a travel nurse or if you're interested in travel nursing. This is something that I just came across this afternoon. Let me share it with you. This is from Pennsylvania, and this is related to the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. And it says, the title, as agencies skim off its nurses, UPMC hits back with $85 an hour travel nurse corps. So what they've done is they have created apparently their own travel nurse agency within the UPMC system. So let me just share with you quickly what the UPMC system is. And I found this kind of interesting. The University of Pittsburgh Medical Center is a $23 billion enterprise with 92,000 employees, 40 hospitals, 8,000 licensed beds, 800 clinical locations, and these include outpatient sites and physicians' offices. They also have a health insurance division as well. So the premise here is that they're losing nurses and presumably losing nurses to travel agencies. And I know that in our hospital that seems to be the case as well. A lot of nurses that were travel nurses have taken off and going somewhere else. And then others are signing on to travel agencies and deciding not to stay up here in the Northeast, which I don't blame them. Winter is here, it's dark, it's gray, it's cold. And I can see why they might want to move. The response to this problem, according to UPMC, is to create their own travel nurse agency. So they're going to pay $85 an hour. That's pretty darn good. I look at some of the social media sites for nurse practitioners and PAs. It seems like nationwide for NPs and PAs, the average salary is around $50 to $60 an hour, which I'll admit, I think that's pretty low, but that's what I'm seeing. Now, of course, there's some pockets where you're much higher than that, but I think a lot of PAs and NPs are making less than this $85 an hour, so this is pretty darn good. So the deal is that you travel amongst the UPMC hospitals throughout Pennsylvania, New York, and Maryland. And remember, there are 40 hospitals in which to choose from here. So you're gonna travel around to these different sites. Now UPMC says that the problem, as I think we all know, it isn't a shortage of beds or equipment, but it's a shortage of personnel. And in my own hospital, we're having a problem with beds because we've had to close a lot of beds because we don't have enough nurses. So UPMC says it's a win-win for UPMC and for nurses who like to travel, and it's a way for them to keep their own nurses and to keep them from leaving and going somewhere else. Now, interestingly, surgical technicians are also included in this, and they're going to be earning $63 an hour, which is pretty good. Now, the Chief Human Resources Officer, John Galley, he shared this, that 1 year ago, travel nurses were being paid about $50 an hour, and the agencies were charging the hospitals around $85 an hour. Now, things have changed a lot. The travel agencies are charging anywhere from $200 to $280 an hour, and the nurses are earning $85 to $90 an hour. Big difference there, in ratio between then and now, but in any case, $85 to $90 an hour is pretty good, pretty darn good. So the contracts will be 6 weeks long, and every 6 weeks, the nurses are going to earn $2,880 for travel expenses. So pretty darn good deal. What do you think? So I got to say that's a pretty good deal. And, if I was young and single and wanted to travel, or, I recall way back when I first started working as an RN, there was a couple from the Midwest, and they had traveled all around the country. They had just gotten married. They were both RNs. They traveled all around the country, and their plan was to see as much of the country as they could, and then they were going to go back to the Midwest and settle down, and he was going to go to nurse anesthesia school. And I think he did. I lost touch with them. They were a great couple, and that was an example of travel nursing being a pretty lucrative thing even back in the early 1990s. So anyway, I don't think you'd want me at the bedside right now because it's been a long time since I've done any of that kind of work, but I think it's a great deal for a lot of people, and there's certainly money to be made as well. So hope you found that interesting, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.